Is it normal for kids to suddenly open up at bedtime after saying they're fine all day?
Yes, this download time where children offload all their worries, it's really common. Studies show that 1 in 4 children struggle to fall asleep due to worry or anxiety. Bedtime is one of those few moments in a child's day where everything slows down. So during the day they're busy with school, playing, rules, stimulation, and their brains are constantly wired and distracted. So once things go quiet, all the thoughts and feelings they've been holding in finally have this space to come out. And that can look like worrying, chatting, tears, big emotional releases, or when you're just in that key moment where you want them to sleep. So let's talk about why this happens and then what you can do to help. So for children, nighttime is when everything changes. The house gets quiet, the lights go down, there are fewer distractions. So research shows that this reduction in stimulation can increase cognitive arousal. But basically the brain starts to wonder and think more deeply. So all the worries your child didn't have time or space to process during the day suddenly come to the surface. Cognitive arousal isn't a bad thing, it just means that the brain is active. But the goal at bedtime isn't to stop thinking entirely, but to help children to gently transition from an alert thinking state to a calm, restful one. A recent insight suggests that children are more likely to open up in these calm, low-demand moments. So bedtimes, a walk, one-on-one time, because they feel less judged and more connected. So when your child suddenly says, I'm really worried about this thing that happened at school today, or what if something bad happens, that's not them trying to stay up longer. Sometimes it is, but actually it's a sign of emotional safety and that they're ready to share this with you, which is a really good thing. There's a few key developmental factors at play here as well. Children have delayed processing, so it's hard for them to fully process what's happening in the moment. When it's quiet at night time and they've got a time to be still for a moment, their brain catches up. This lowers their emotional control too, so feelings spill out more easily. What can you do in the moment to help? That's the question. First of all, validate their fears and then fix later. Start with this empathy. I understand this feels scary for you. So this validation helps the nervous system to calm down before we start to problem solve. Number 2, create talk time earlier in the evening. So set aside 10 to 15 minutes before bed where children can talk about their worries. Or what I've suggested before to people is do a sharing circle. So it might sound a bit cheesy, but if we can create 15 minutes to have a sharing circle and each person shares a high and low from their day, this gives us that time before bed to open up these worries or potentially talk about stuff together. Number 3, keep your consistent bedtime routine. And we all need this as adults even. So about 30 to 45 minutes before bed, dim those lights, turn off the stimulating screens, make sure that we're in a calming environment where we want to sleep. Do the same sequence each night. So bath, book, cuddle, sleep. This taps into the brain's natural sleep rhythms. It's linked to the circadian rhythm, so it signals it's time to power down. And we need that to be able to switch off. Number 4, use containment strategies. And what I mean by that is write worries in a worry notebook or put the worries into a worry box to deal with tomorrow. This signals that we don't have to be consumed by our thoughts, that we can teach children that thoughts can be pulled safely and we can come back to them. Finally, teach calming strategies or mindfulness. So we can do this during the day too. We can do some grounding techniques. We can do breathing exercises, all things to help us just calm down in that moment when we're feeling a little bit overwhelmed. So bedtime downloads, they're not a signal that you're doing something wrong. Then they're actually often a sign your child feels safe enough to finally let their guard down. If you try and implement some of these tips, let us know how it goes. Our role here isn't to eliminate worry. Worry is a natural part, but it's actually to help our children feel supported and help them manage their feelings on their own. Over time, with these right tools and consistency, bedtime can become a bit calmer for both of you, hopefully.
Follow us at netmums.com for more expert answers to all your parenting questions, no matter how big or small.